So here we go again. EA has done this to us time and time again. We get to a point where a new Madden game is about to come out and the anticipation and hype starts building around the game, and this year I'd say there's a little bit more buzz than normal because there's a couple of new systems dropping later this year. And like EA has taught me to do since about Madden 16, I think, is to take a step back and just take the wait and see approach. You know, there's a lot of people that hype the game up, then we as consumers feed right into that hype, only for EA to release the deep dive blog or the reveal blog or whatever it's called, and then we're disappointed. And let me tell you, this year, much like the last 3 to 4 years, is no different. Now, I wanted to take a couple of days and wait to do this video because on June 30th, when the Madden 21 franchise details were released, I was disappointed. Just like the majority of the franchise community, the frustration probably set in for like a day, and then overnight it kind of progressed into anger, and from that point it was just all downhill, and I just knew I had to make this video. Now, as you guys are watching right now, I'm playing with the USC Trojans and Reggie Bush. This is the NCAA mod on Madden 20, and the gameplay that I'm using here is supposed to be used for another video, but I felt like it kind of applied to what I'm talking about today. Now, back to the Madden 21 franchise notes. If you guys happen to have missed it, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about, here it is. According to the Madden 21 franchise post, this is all we have to look forward to in Madden 21 franchise. I'd say about a good 95% of the page was dedicated to Face of the Franchise mode, but when it comes to Classic Franchise, I mean, this is all we're getting. This is ridiculous, you guys. I don't know what else to even say about it, but I honestly feel like this was just a quarterly patch for Madden 20 that just, for whatever reason, never made it to the game. And now for EA to try to market this to us as some sort of new groundbreaking features that they're adding to franchise, it's just completely unacceptable. It's just almost like a smack to the face, and they know that they have us backed into a corner, so we really can't do anything about it. We're gonna go out and buy the game regardless, and we're gonna make the most of it every single year like we do. But at some point, something's gotta give. That's really one of the main reasons that drove the decision for me to switch from playing Madden on console to now playing on PC. As you see Reggie Bush just weaving through traffic right there for the touchdown. But as you guys know, on the PC side of Madden, there's all sorts of different mods you can apply to the game, such as this one with the NCAA mod. And then there's also uniform mods, stadium mods, physics and gameplay tweaks to make the game play more realistically. And there's just tons of fixes and improvements to make the game better overall. Now, I know it doesn't directly apply to franchise mode, but the modding community has done more than enough to keep me invested in Madden, because let's just be honest here, EA Sports only cares about one mode in Madden in particular, and that's Ultimate Team. There's really no secret there, and there's really no debating it either. I think it was in 2017 or 2018, EA was making $1.3 billion off of Ultimate Team alone. So from a business perspective, it makes perfect sense for them to scale more towards the online game business, because that's where the money is. Trust me, if there are ways for them to successfully implement microtransactions in the franchise mode, they would do it in a heartbeat. And I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't at this very minute some executive sitting in an EA office somewhere wearing an Italian suit, brainstorming on that very idea right there. Like, how can we maximize profits across all game modes in Madden? It's unfortunate, but that's just the name of the game. And that kind of leads me to my next point. But first, before I get to that, I gotta give props to the franchise community on Twitter, because Fix Madden Franchise was trending pretty much out of nowhere. And to my surprise, it actually got the attention of EA Sports, and they made an attempt to put out a PR release trying to smooth things over. And I'm not buying it for 1 second, you guys. The 1-minute video response that we got from Sean Grady was nothing more than a mild attempt at crisis aversion from a PR standpoint. Just imagine that for a second. You're a CEO of a company that's trying to market a brand new product, and within days of introducing said product, you get all sorts of pushback and negative PR surrounding that product from potential consumers. And it made so much noise that someone from Forbes picked it up and wrote a couple of articles about it. And in my opinion, that was when one of the execs over at EA made the call down to EA Sports and said, hey, somebody's got to put out a statement and maybe try to get control of this, because right now the community is really upset. And what's more likely to have happened is that maybe a social media manager got involved and actually made the call or something like that. But in any case, decisions are being made much higher on the chain of command that's killing franchise, in my opinion, you guys, which is one of the main reasons I'm not buying that video response from EA. If they wanted to make the franchise mode in Madden the greatest franchise mode out of all sporting games, they would have done it years ago. I know members of the community that have been asking for franchise improvements, or better yet, the same franchise improvements for the last 4 years. Madden 18 comes out, we're looking for franchise improvements, but EA is like, nope, but we've got the Frostbite engine, we've got the long shot story mode, and oh, by the way, we've got Madden Ultimate Team where you can pay as much money as you want to beat your friends online. Now, I won't completely bash Ultimate Team because I had tons of fun playing it a couple of years ago, but my pockets just aren't configured for that type of lifestyle, so it's just not for me. Now, moving on to Madden 19. Did we get franchise improvements in Madden 19? I think they gave us, that was the year that they gave us the presentation overhaul. You know, when we finally got to see the inside of the coach's office, we got to see the stage for the draft and all the animations and all that stuff. That's when that happened. And that was cool to look at and everything, but it wasn't the deep and compelling franchise mode that we've all been asking for the last few years. So moving on to Madden 20, this has got to be the year, right? This is the year they're going to completely overhaul franchise mode and give us everything that we've been asking for. Nah, bruh. We get X Factors. And I think they gave us Face of the Franchise outside a long shot for the first time. I don't really remember, only played that game for a little bit when it first dropped, but I don't know, don't quote me on that. But either way, we didn't get the improvements in franchise that we were really hoping for, which brings us to Madden 21, and we just covered that, so you already know that we're gonna get the same recycled franchise mode for Madden 21. So what do? Tweets are only going to be so powerful, right? Like ultimately people are going to end up buying the game regardless, and the fixed Madden franchise tweets will probably end up being forgotten about in the next few weeks to a month, right? So the only real way to drive some sort of change, in my opinion, is to affect their bottom line somehow. In other words, to affect their revenue. The only way to do that is to either not purchase the game or maybe hold off on buying the game for a little bit, but I don't think that that's a realistic possibility either. But I am kind of curious about something. Go ahead and drop me a comment down below and let me know, based on everything that we know about the franchise mode in Madden 21, will you still be buying this year's game? I've seen a lot of boycott threats on Twitter the last couple of days, so it'll be interesting to see if people actually follow through with those. I highly doubt it, but we'll see how it plays out. Now, I hope you don't misconstrue the purpose of this video. This isn't a call to arms type of video or where I'm trying to organize a movement to boycott EA or anything like that. This was just me venting my frustration alongside the rest of the Madden franchise community about the lack of pure innovation in a game mode that honestly is the reason why I started playing Madden to begin with. But I do challenge you to head over to the EA website and check out the franchise post and read it for yourself, and then watch the video response so you can make a decision for yourself. I'm not trying to motivate anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. As for me, I will be picking up Madden 21, and yes, I will be hopping on the franchise mode and making content. I mean, that's just kind of what we do around here. But if the roles were reversed and I was just an average consumer just buying the game to play for pure fun, I'd probably take the wait and see approach and see what Madden 22 has to offer, because I did the exact same thing for, I think it was NBA 2K14 or it might have been NBA 2K15. But either way, I stopped playing that game altogether because there were just way too many gameplay issues for me to enjoy the game. And from what I've been hearing, those gameplay issues are still ongoing within the NBA 2K community. So maybe that decision was made for the better. Who knows? But anyways, you guys, I feel like I'm starting to ramble. There is one last thing that I want to mention before I let you guys get out of here, and that is in regards to the lack of franchise updates and innovation. Please don't blame that on the developers. I've seen a lot of guys going after developers on Twitter complaining about how they're not doing this and how they're not doing that. Folks, this is not a development issue at all. This comes from the top down, from the people who are actually making decisions over at EA Sports. The developers are just sitting there doing what they're told. For whatever reason, there's this misconception that devs get 100% creative freedom to create whatever they want to make and then package it up and sell it when it's done. Trust me when I say it does not work that way. There is way more structure and guidelines in place to prevent that sort of thing. So it's okay to be frustrated as we go into Madden 21. Just try to remember that it's not the developers to blame on this one. But anyways, you guys, that's all the time I've got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little bit different than my normal type of videos on the channel, but I hope you guys still found some value in it regardless. And also drop me a comment down below and let me know if you want to see more college football gameplay on the channel, because like I said earlier in the video, I've really been enjoying playing this NCAA mod. I know it's not a complete game or anything like that, but it's definitely helped to fill the void left by a lack of a college football game. So go on ahead and drop me a comment and let me know. Anyways, folks, that's my time. So until the next time, have faith, be humble, and stay inspired.